are the Hub Project in Loughborough. Our motto is building relationships, supporting community. We're a small charity and we run from Market Street in Loughborough, which is next door to Iceland, just about. Just a bit of background. So we opened in May 21. Prior to that, we were just delivering parcels as part of another charity rollout, food parcels, care packages to homes across Loughborough. We contacted schools and asked them, did they have any families who particularly felt were vulnerable and could do with some extra support? And so we did that during the pandemic. And then obviously realised that it's not a great model. The food parcels are very helpful, but they don't empower anybody to choose their own products. So we opened the pantry with the families we were working with. So in 2021, we had just the pantry and we had 7 households that we asked to come and do a dry run. What do we do next? Came out of the pandemic, we had a financial crisis, and the demographics of the people changed. We'd had a lot of self-employed people who couldn't be furloughed. We had hairdressers, we had kitchen fitters, we had people who'd never been on benefits but now just didn't have any income and needed some help and support. As the cost of living crisis continued, that changed. Then we had pensioners who were embarrassed and a little bit ashamed for their lives, didn't feel like they should be having to ask for help, but now they were, because heating, as you know, was the big issue. For it was, shall I eat or shall I heat? So we opened a warm space. We turned the cafe part into a warm space. We had a lot of people who came to us who were domestic abuse survivors at the end of the pandemic. They were kind of dropped into Loughborough when all the shops were shut. There was nowhere for them to, they didn't know anybody, they didn't know where anything was. So we kind of supported them. So our pantry model has a 20-minute slot, which people would book in, have 20 minutes. That gave them the opportunity to have conversation with people and to really hear a little bit about what was going on in their lives. And as you build relationship with people and they trust you, they would really open up about what was going on. Obviously, some of that was quite tearful, some of it was quite raw. So that led to having a sit down and a cup of tea. So the sit down, have a cup of tea led to a cafe. So it all kind of was never planned. It all kind of just happened. Also during the pandemic, people had plenty of time on their hands at home to sort out that attic or sort out that garage. I've been meaning to do that for ages. So then they had lots of clothing or household items they didn't want, but all of the charity shops were shut. So we took them in, we left them for the allotted 2 weeks or whatever it was to decontaminate, put our hazmat suits on, and then set up the clothing bank, which has now become our boutique. Out of the conversations with some of the families, we realised a lot of the families who came to us had a lot neurodiverse children. They don't work because they need to be accessible for their children. So neurodiverse support group appeared. It's like a peer support group. So everything we've done has been like that. Everything we've done has been by listening to the community who are coming to us, hearing what they're saying. If we can't do it, if it's just beyond us, we signpost, obviously, to other places. There are lots of great places across the town and across the county where people can get help. But often people, where they connect is where they feel safe. And that's where they want to talk about what's going on in their lives. So we do try to do that. What else can I tell you? In February 2024, we moved to a new building. And that has allowed us to expand the cafe area. So one of the things that we've discovered is that people post-pandemic were missing their community connections. It's called, I believe, the third place. The third place. Everybody has a third place. We have adults, we have home, we have work, and then you have a third place. That could be your allotment group. It could be your bowling club. It might be your church. It might be a choir that you sing in. It might be a little group you meet in the library, whatever. It's your place of choice. Children have home, they have school, and then they have a club. I always feel sorry for mums at home at this point because they have home, and they have home because they're just at home with their children, but they have other places that they can connect. But after the pandemic, a lot of places closed, a lot of support systems closed, so people were looking for places to connect. So that's what we've leaned into, really. We've leaned into that cafe. We now have a lunch club in there, 12 till 2. The cafe started as well because we were using the surplus from the pantry. So we weren't, it was another way for us to address the landfill and food waste. So if we had a glut of tomatoes from FareShare, we would make tomato soup. We once had so much ricotta cheese, you could have swum in it. So they did pasta and ricotta cheese, and we'd add some chicken sausages which got sliced a bit, and it's just all served at no cost. Hasn't cost us anything to buy it, so it doesn't cost us anything to give it. Now we've gone on to a little bit more structure. Between 12 and 2 we have a different lunch every day, so people join our hub. It's £5 membership for a year, for a household, and then you can use the pantry once a week. That will cost you £3.50 to use the pantry, but the cafe is where people are trying to mostly use now. People come say, I don't really need to use the pantry, but I really want a place where I can sit with my friends and talk and chat and maybe have some lunch. Young mums come down with their children, and you can eat in there for free. So even if you can't organise yourself, and some people are really still struggling, if you can't organise £3.50 every week, you can, for £5 a year, come and get one meal a day down at the hub. So that is going very well. Let me see. I know that we all love statistics. Let me give you some statistics. Yeah, we're very much a step on and step off service, so we don't see everybody all the time. But as I say, we started May 21, and we're now at 1,006 households registered. So we don't see everybody every week, but our very first member re-registered about a year ago, and she was number one, so that you get a little membership number. She was number one, because circumstances have changed. And it's always good for people to know this is what, we're here. We're here if you need us. We're here if you don't need us. That's absolutely fine. During August, we served 712 drinks and 427 lunches. So that's just to give you an idea. Today was crazy. So I didn't need the technical issues because it's market day. I couldn't even get out barely without somebody asking me a question. Everybody's in and out, in and out. So I was rushing, and then I had the technical issues. So Thursdays, if you ever want to drop in and see what it's like, Thursdays we also have Charnwood Arts. Charnwood Arts run a wellbeing. They do their Eat, Breathe, Create from the Hub project, and Fridays and Mondays evening we have a youth group that takes place there. I haven't really got much more to say, but I want to read you a poem that one of our members wrote last week, and he's a bloke. It's got some blokey things in it, but this is a guy who struggles with his mental health and is often red flagged with the other people that work with him as being suicidal. He's very close to the edge. He suffers from PTSD. He suffers from anxiety. He's a recovering addict. There's a lot of complexities going on in there. We are not specialists in there at all. We are literally here to listen to you and help where we can and redirect you and offer whatever support you feel we can give you. So this is his poem. Okay. There's a place I go to that makes me feel good. The people there are kind and full of love. Without even trying, they make me feel safe in a world where I feel I have no place. These people for me make me feel wanted so much. If only they knew how they make my heart feel touched. One, this is the blokey bit, bear with me, guys. One has a laugh so wonderful and cheeky. I deliberately did not ask who these people were, by the way. One has a laugh so wonderful and cheeky. One has a smile that can make a strong man feel weak, so sincere and bright, and one has legs to make the darkest days light. These people all make life more good, so I'll keep on going to a place called the Hub. So for me personally, I feel like that's the accolade. Sorry.
Oh, Karen, just to thank you. I think we're all feeling like that.
Bless you, yeah.
It's just sometimes, like today, it was so crazy, it's busy, and you've got a schedule, you've got an agenda, and then someone passes you that piece of paper, and you just think, right, that's what it's all about. And everything, just to link in with your volunteering thing, everything that we've done has been fueled by volunteers. You can't do what we do if you haven't got people who will come and sit and listen, sit and do a bit of a jigsaw with somebody for 10 minutes and just offering it. It's so important. And I know the charity sector can be quite hard pressed, and it's like we feel all tired and we're all sometimes feel like we're competing against each other a little bit, maybe, but it isn't. When you think about the people that we're helping, it's incredible.